Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
Kind of.
Okay, what do you mean, kinda?
I don't want to go to jail again, Your Honor.
Okay, but did somebody threaten you to plead?
Yeah, with jail time, Your Honor.
Okay, but who did that?
Well, technically, you, Your Honor.
So here's what I'll do. I'll pass it. Go talk to Ann.
This clueless defendant really thought he could outsmart Judge Simpson, and it backfired spectacularly. Things were actually going smoothly for once, until this low IQ goofball decided to open his mouth and accuse the judge of threatening him. Like, be serious. Since when is explaining the consequences of your own actions considered a threat? That's literally how court works. But trust me, this one takes a wild turn you won't see coming. So let's dive in and watch Judge Simpson absolutely obliterate this dude for trying to play games in his courtroom.
Mr. Hampton has entered into an agreement with the people, and would like to enter that into the record. Your Honor, is it possible to enter into both today, to address both cases today on the record?
That file is not in the courtroom.
Oh, okay, got it.
But I can give you the bill deed that you faster.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't believe it's.
What? Okay.
Talking about bond.
All right, we'll just address this case today.
He's going to enter a plea in another case
Uh,
that's set for prelim.
Yes, yeah. So case 24F55262, just because of the timing with the mental health treatment court evaluation, that one was set for preliminary examination before the evaluation was complete. And that is currently set for exam.
So over there is Ann, right?
Yes.
You know Ann?
Yes.
Okay. So if you had this, that may work out where we could like get rid of two cases and he could plead. I may or may not do it, but usually just go over and ask Ann. Because you asked me on the record, I'll probably say no, because I don't do the filing, so I don't know where it is.
Understood. Yes. So I will.
So would you like to do that today?
I would like to.
So here's what I'll do. I'll pass it. Go talk to Ann.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, sorry. Ashley Bashir on behalf of Mr. Hampton. And in addition to addressing the case directly, we would like to address bond and request that a condition, specifically the home confinement tether, be reconsidered.
Okay, I'll get to that maybe at some point.
Good, thank you. Yeah,
Right now, I'm trying to get these pleas done.
thank you.
So my understanding is he's going to plead to count in case ending in 1596. He's going to plead to count 2.
Yes.
Correct? With count 1 being dismissed. That's going to be a guilty plea. Correct, counsel?
Yes.
All right. Then on the other matter, I have a plea form that indicates that the defendant will be pleading guilty to an added count 2 of attempted resisting and obstructing the 1-year offense. Upon a successful plea to that charge, count 1, the resisting and obstructing, would be dismissed. And there is an agreement that the defendant is to go to mental health court. That's the court's full understanding of the agreement.
That's right.
May I have the defendant's sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
State your name.
Brandon Hampton.
And man, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor offenses. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. The first one, in the case ending in 1596, is the charge of aggravated assault. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and a $1,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You also understand in that case that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Barr in the 14A2 District Court. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And understanding that on that case, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right. On the other case, it says court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration or $1,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand also that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge
Oh,
Balbo in the 15th District Court. You understand that?
Why are the judges different, Your Honor?
Why are the judges different? Because these allegedly occurred in two separate places. The case that we're just talking about with Judge Balbo, the offense took place in the city of Ann Arbor. And the other case happened in maybe the city of Ypsilanti in Ypsi City of Ypsilanti. I'm sorry, Ann Arbor Township. Okay. So they occurred in two separate jurisdictions.
Okay.
Okay. That's why you have two separate judges. But what's going to happen, I think this is probably really the crux of your question. You're going to go to mental health court on these, right?
Yeah.
So Judge Valvo is actually in charge of mental health court. So when that case goes over to her, that will be where it is. You'll have to go before Judge Barr. Judge Barr will do the initial part of the sentencing and then place you on probation to be supervised by the mental health court. Follow that? So it's just a little bit of a process. Both cases, it's anticipated, are going to end up in the same spot.
Okay.
Okay. You got that? Any other questions on that?
I guess it's not like possible for the other case just to go to Valvo as well.
It will get there. It just can't go directly that way.
Okay.
Okay.
For sure.
Anything else? Trust me, we do this all the time. It'll get there. So it'll catch right up to it. Okay. All right. Any other questions you have?
Just the one about bond, but
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. All right. So understanding all of that, you still wish to plead guilty to these charges?
yeah.
Okay. So to the charge of aggravated assault, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yeah.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form, correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
All right. You see a copy on the podium. Look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yeah.
All right. Were you on probation at the time of these offenses?
No.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to these charges?
No.
All right. Anybody threaten you or coerce you in any way?
Kind of.
Okay, what do you mean, kinda?
I don't want to go to jail again, Your Honor.
Okay, but did somebody threaten you to plead?
Yeah, with jail time, Your Honor.
Okay, but who did that?
Well, technically, you, Your Honor.
He was doing so well, until he wasn't. And they weren't lying when they said this dude needs serious mental help, because what was that logic? I honestly can't tell if he was trying to mock Judge Simpson or if he genuinely believes the judge is threatening him with jail time. Like, my guy, judges literally have that power. That's not a threat. It's just called consequences. And the way he said it, he might have just blown up his own plea deal. If he's out here claiming the judge is bullying him, that makes it way harder to negotiate anything, because now he's acting like the victim instead of someone owning up. Dude just pled guilty, and now he's trying to backpedal? Nah, it's too late for that. What do you guys think? Is he just running his mouth, or does he actually believe this nonsense? Let's jump back in and see how Judge Simpson handles this mess.
Oh,
Mr. Hampton, so,
tell you what. Why don't we pass the matter? Maybe you can talk to him and we'll give this another shot today if we're comfortable with it. Otherwise, the court may not be comfortable with it, and we might just blow all of this up and it'll just have to happen another way.
thank you.
But I'll give you a chance to talk.
That was actually a really solid way Judge Simpson put it. Like, super patient. Almost like he was explaining the basics of law to a toddler, respectfully. But now, let's dive into the next part of this hearing to see if this dude finally pulls his head out of, well, you know where. Because right now, he's at a crossroads. Either he wakes up and realizes how the legal system actually works, or he doubles down on the nonsense. And if he doubles down, oh man, we might be witnessing a live masterclass in how to make your life 10 times harder in court. Let me know what y'all think. Is he about to wise up or completely implode? Let's dive back in.
We're back on the record in the case of the people versus Hampton. We're in the middle of taking a plea. And so I stated the terms on the record. And Mr. Hampton, I'm going to ask you a couple questions again.
Okay.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead to these charges?
No,
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you in any way to get you to plead?
no,
You're doing this voluntarily,
yes,
of your own free will,
yes,
and because you believe that you're guilty of these offenses?
yes.
All right. We'll start with case 1596. Paperwork. So, okay, Mr. Hampton, on the date of August 29, 2024, at Washtenaw Community College in Ann Arbor Township, Washtenaw County, state of Michigan. Do you recall what happened on that date regarding a Vladimir, is it Parahora?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right, did you get into a fight with somebody?
Oh, I know what happened. I don't know what his name is. It sounded like.
Okay, why don't you tell me what happened then?
Oh, I was trying to take a shower, Your Honor.
Okay, and then what occurred?
When I was in the locker room, he had pushed me up against the wall, hit me in my head, and threw me on the ground. And then broke in my property.
Okay, but before that, did you do anything before that?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't until there were 4 people on top of me and I was fearing for my life that I bit him, Your Honor.
Okay, so here's what I'll do.
This right here, this is the exact moment he messed up. You can literally see the second his chances vanished. Dude really could have walked out with a light sentence, maybe just a fine. But nah, he had to. Run his mouth, and now he's about to feel the full wrath of Judge Simpson. And let me tell you, judges do not play when they feel like their time is being wasted or their courtroom is being disrespected. Kind of like what this clown is doing right now. Like, bruh, you just accepted the plea, and now you're acting like you're not guilty? Make it make sense. This is exactly how you go from a slap on the wrist to, congrats, you just earned a real punishment. What do you guys think? Did he just seal his fate? Or is there still a glimmer of hope? Personally, I think he's cooked. Let's dive back in and watch it all unfold.
Counsel, because I can see the way that this plea's going, it's not going to work. So if you guys want to change, I'm not suggesting you guys want to change things to a no contest. If you want to do whatever, what I will do is I'm back up at 1. I'll call it back up at 1. I think everybody's still going to be here. So, and give you a chance to talk with him, decide whether or not you want to do no contest, please explain what a no contest, go through all of that with him, and then see if we can get this done.
Thank you very, very much, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is a prime example for me of no good deed goes unpunished. All right, so we'll call it back up at that point. Court will pass these matters again. All right.
We actually, based on the most recent conversation with my client, I will actually seek to adjourn this case for to further advise my client on the offer
All right.
for the shortest adjournment possible.
February 13th. Both matters.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Canceling witnesses.
Both matters? I don't have to come on.
Well, that's true. What are we doing with, well, when is the exam set?
Tuesday, the 28th.
Yes, so apologies. We can see, I'd be happy to file a stip to adjourn that, the exam or for the other case.
Well, you're gonna need a step on the exam.
Yes.
But I only took it because there was gonna be a plea. When do you want the other one adjourned to?
When is the soonest?
I'll set this, I'll adjourn the
After the
1596. I'll adjourn 1596 to February 6th. The other one is stay on track for a preliminary examination. I understand that people are not going to have the witnesses available, or you need a stipulation to adjourn that out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I seriously don't get why this guy even took the plea if he didn't actually want it. Like, bro, you had the easy way out and just chucked it in the trash, instead of walking away. With a lighter sentence, now he's looking at months of extra jail time. For what? To argue with the judge? Okay, maybe not full-on arguing, but he was definitely talking back and acting smug. I know he's probably dealing with some mental health stuff, but still, he has a lawyer. Someone literally told him what to do, and he still went full speed. In the opposite direction. Some people, man. But on the real, I gotta say, I really like Judge Simpson in this one. He handled it better than most judges would have. A lot of them would have snapped and thrown the guy in jail immediately. But Simpson? He stayed calm, explained things clearly, gave him multiple chances to fix it. But nope. Dude just kept digging that hole. At some point, you gotta let people deal with the consequences. That's exactly what happened here. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. What did you think about this hearing? Was Judge Simpson fair? Could it have gone differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I post every day with wild court moments just like this one. Appreciate you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.